Today we're going to be doing tree measuring using a clinometer. So we're going to start out with this pine tree here. We're going to walk up to it, and then we're going to determine the diameter, and then we're going to walk away from the tree about 100 feet, and then we're going to determine the height of the tree. To determine the diameter of a tree, you have to go 4.5 feet off the ground. So as you can see, that's 4.5 feet or 4 feet 6 inches, and we're just going to remember that there. A good way to do this is to put that point on your body somewhere so you can remember where that is. And then once you get that spot on the tree, you take the little point. Usually they have a little hook so you can put it into the bark so you don't have to finagle and hug the tree to get it around. I have a little trouble here because I'm doing it with one hand, so don't do that. But as you see, you just walk around the tree. I dropped the thing here, but it's the same concept. And now, putting it in, it's a lot easier to do it with it all stuck in there, and it'll have some tension on it. So we're not just determining the diameter or just the height. We're determining the volume, and obviously, if you've ever taken a math class to determine the volume, you have to have diameter and height of a cylinder. So this is about 18, and this one's kind of tough because it's not quite 17 and a half. You always want to round up, usually, depending on if it's more or less. So we probably got about 18 inches in diameter, so we'll keep that in mind. And now we're going to pace off 100 feet because this tree is fairly tall. 100 feet is a good enough distance. And if you don't know how to do paces, it's just every other step. So for me, it's every time I take a step with my left foot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. My voice may be off from the camera, but it's the same thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll walk out to 19 paces because 19 paces for me is 100 feet. I have a 5.5 foot step, so that's just about how close I could get. So now that we're 100 feet away, we're going to take out a clinometer, and I'm going to show you how to use that. To use a clinometer, you hold it very similar to the way I'm holding it. It's the easiest way to do it. You want to put your little knuckle there and do that. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but when you're looking inside of it, I took a couple different angles, and for the first little while, I'm struggling to get it in focus. But there's 2 sets of numbers in there. There's one on each side. As you can see now, the one on the right side, and there's one on the left side. So the one on the left side is if you're 66 feet away from a tree. If you're 66 feet away, you're about a chain away is the distance of 66 feet. But you want to use the percent side since we're 100 feet away, and the percent side's on the right side. If you don't know which side it is, you look through the clinometer's scope, and then you look as high as you can, and at the very bottom of the percent side, it'll have the percent sign, like the little dash or slash with the 2 dots on the other side. 2 dots or the 2 zeros. And that's how you determine which side you have to use, but usually you want to be 100 feet away if the tree's a little big. I think we're going to yep, there we go. I think we're getting in focus here now, or it's not actually too great a focus, but you can see that there's a little line in the middle as well. That little line is used to determine where you're looking at, and it's almost like a gyroscope, so it keeps it level while you're looking up and down, or the scale stays level, or at least it looks level, and your little viewfinder, or your little line there, makes it you're able to kind of see where you're looking. So if you can try to see what I'm trying to show is you can see that there's the percent sign at the very bottom of that side. You can kind of see it occasionally when I try to get it in the camera. But as you see, when we go up and down, the line moves up and down with your eye, so you can determine where you are. So from 100 feet away, all those numbers on the right side are feet. So to determine the height of a tree, first you have to get the height of the stump length, so from 4.5 feet off the ground, because that's where you're going to cut the tree, usually is what most foresters or most logging companies do. But sometimes you do cut it all the way to the base, and you're going to have to ask the person who's running the contest or who's in charge to see what they want, if they want it from the very base to the very top, or if they want from 4.5 feet off the ground to where the tree is 10 inches in diameter. if you don't know what 10 inches in diameter looks like, get your diameter tape and then get the uh, 10 inches in diameter, so you can kind of visualize that, wrap it in a little circle so you can kind of see. But once you get good at guessing, it's usually pretty close. So is you what I'm doing right now, or when I took the clinometer away, I'm trying to flip the viewfinder sideways so you can see a little bit better what you want to do. So you want to put that line, that little line, to 4.5 feet off the ground, or to where we measured the diameter of that. So once you see that, I can't quite see the number, so it's probably about -4 or so. That should be about right. And then we go to the very top, and that's just about 40. Depending on what you want, if they want you to go to the very top, you go to the very top of the tree, and if they want you to go to merchantable height, which is 10 inches in diameter, then you go to where you think 10 inches in diameter is. Let's say we were at 40 feet here. So if we were at 40 feet to the top and -4 to where we were looking, we have to add -4 to the 40, or actually just the 4. You add 4 to 40, because that's when you're looking at the stump or whatever, that's the difference between your eye level and the ground. It's kind of making a pyramid. You can search up diagrams. It's really easier to see that way. But I was trying to get this video is just about trying to see through the clinometer with you. So you try to get it to where you are. So that's actually more about 0. So you don't actually have to add anything. So that's about a 40-foot tree, as you can see. And that's how you use a clinometer. If you have any other questions, throw them in the comments. I'll probably do some more videos with a little bit more in-depth. Thank you.